Hi guys, welcome back. We're continuing our What If Civilization Restarted series. Well, this nation is not liking some of these nations anymore. Like, they think it was just a bad idea. So a few in the south decide to unite, realizing that's probably better for them, as they believe that maybe they won't be wanted to be annexed if they join this nation. So they do exactly that. They get annexed. But the nations of the south decide to form a nation that would be, well, what's the chances I made the same color twice? Maybe this color is better. Yeah. Select all. And now, well, to annex, well, Germany. Not Germany. Germany doesn't exist in this timeline, even though that nation's kind of like them. Well, this nation, the Beige Nation, continues an expansion, and they decide to go after this northern area with the goal of creating puppets, but likely just one big colony. And yeah, this area of the world isn't having fun because of it. Well, the alternate future of South America, the alternate history of alternate rise of civilization starting in South America. I forget the name of the countries in that series. I didn't name them. So the Yellow Nation starts in advance. As I know, the other nation is advancing on the other side. And this nation is being pushed north, with the nations eventually deciding, this confederation eventually deciding to come to peace. And well, so let's see the peace treaty. The Sahara, as we haven't seen much in the Sahara for a while. But this blue Sahara nation deciding to expand, because they believe that there's too little nations. There used to be a country here. They probably are using claims like that. And well, they move even further, as there's a few more empires in this region now, as those blue nation decide to go imperial, with them waiting for the perfect opportunity to approach where they can easily expand against the green empire. Well, this green nation used to be part of an empire, used to have one, decides to expand north, and then even further north. And then they realize expanding into the Sahara isn't that great of an idea. So then they decide to go back to this country over here, as they form an empire. And you can see there's a lot of nations still here. Well, this can continue the way it's going. This nation gaining strength, so they decide to embark to expand, as they think they can have an advantage on the Yellow Empire. The goal is some sort of expansion. But this doesn't go as well as they think. Yellow Nation pushes them back. And they offer the Yellow Nation a peace treaty. They realize it probably wasn't that smart of a move. Like those puppets, as you can see, they're so strong. They decide to continue expansion. Eventually, this is going to be proved to be too much, and they're going to learn their lesson. But managing to expand down the coast, with this nation fearing being accused of over-expanding, they decide not to mention that they did this. For a few months, maybe even a year. And well, once they do, well, everyone's shocked at how strong they're managing to get and how much expansion they're getting away with. Just because, well, it's a shock. Just a shock. With this nation finally deciding to create it into a few colonies, with them making one over here, and one over here, and then one massive one. With this nation finally gaining the strength the amount of it needs, so they make another colony, which this colony does not like much. The rest are fine with it because they didn't really lose anything. With the yellow nation being in trouble, as a lot of nations do not like it. With this brown nation starting a war, that shouldn't have been able to win. But some kind of coalition decides to form with the I guess that's brown, dark brown, deciding to start an offensive. And this nation, with the nation in question in a lot of trouble. Especially once this nation decides to do something. But it would have won if it wasn't all these nations. So it decides to continue holding back as long as it can. If this nation's starting to move up, with this nation moving around here, planning on building some cities. So they do this. Well, one nation in question starts to advance further. With this nation to the north making an advance on its capital. And this country's capital is located over here. As you can tell, it's different than a nation that was here with it there. I think that's a good place to put the capital. With them managing the capture, and this yellow nation decides, well, let's make a peace treaty before we get in too bad of a situation. It's what they decide to go ahead with. So let's see how it goes. As you can see, with this nation over here deciding to go after this like darker colored nation, and they quickly occupy it. And then they decide to move up. And right now you can see countries in this series are starting to go down. With a war happening here with the goal of taking over these two puppets. So they do an offensive and they take probably cities over here, a few cities over there, and a bigger city over here, one city up over there. And quickly they get the negotiations they want, which they only demand 2 pieces of land. For now, believing it's too much to take any more, and it likely wouldn't end in good results. Well, this nation could collapse anytime. I was looking at other series like this, and a lot of series have like some areas with more countries, some areas with less. Well, the orange nation, fearing that blue nation will try to like connect both pieces of land, making them even stronger, decides to go ahead into this area. And they create one big colony. And well, got a lot of nations over there. Quite a few over here. With 2 of the puppets that the yellow nation created, they decide to annex to make up for their losses. Which people believe this is why. With people not too happy with the current leadership in every area about this yellow nation. Not very popular. They believe they're overspending in expansion efforts and other stuff. With this nation deciding that nation doesn't deserve lands in this area. As this nation thinks they should be able to build a massive nation. And so they get another colony by doing that, which angers this nation, but there's nothing they can really do. I hope it doesn't go wrong. And then, well, there's this nation who just lost their strength, and their neighbor that they did it to is starting to become strong, so now they might need to worry about that nation doing something. And well, that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys!